This is Satish Paryani, working as an assistant professor in Department of Mechanical, Volchan Institute of Technology, Solapur. Today, in this project management lecture, we are understanding how the project is being selected during the initiation phase. What are the different methods a company considers, the way it considers for selecting a project. We will understand first, we will understand the basic gist. What are the economic models for project selection? Learning outcome. At the end of this session, students will be able to understand the different economic models for project selection. What are the contents? We will be giving the introduction, and then what are the economic models for this project selection. Now you understand what are the different activities which are being considered. There are the various ways to select which to initiate from many possible choices. N number of ways are there, but what we need to consider, we will check depending upon the type of the project we are, depending upon the scope of the project, depending upon the scale of the project, depending upon the duration of the project. Many times a project can be as small as for few months to as long as in years we have seen. So there are different methods which are being used in this project selection methods. Project manager is generally not involved in this project selections because first the project is being finalized by the top authorities, CEOs and different companies. Then the project manager and its team is being involved or selected for that kind of project. Let us say now within the organization, let us say the company we are considering a white good industry such as Samsung, such as LG Electronics, where different projects are being going on in typical months period. Let us say they are LG or Samsung want to launch a new refrigerator or new AC inverter model in coming before Diwali. What is this? This is a 6 months project. Whether the project is totally new or what at that time what it should be considered. It is purely we have to do it from scratch or some model we have to just modify and launch it. Or whether that model is being already produced in some overseas their country, their sister concerned companies, and what will be the impact when we are considering that project or launching that kind of thing in our Indian market. So these can be a project in that case. So that first companies or top management authorizes or top management take the decision which type of project is it, or where we will consider a totally new kind of thing. Let us say the EV this time the buzzword is going around in India. Electrical vehicles. That electrical vehicles is totally new for such company, and especially for the companies like Ola. So that kind of project it requires certain years rather than certain months. So it depends upon the scale and duration of the project. There are different ways or economic models which are being considered. Projects are considered before an initiative was chosen, as well as the process the company is used to select that influence how the project management will plan and manage the project in that case. There are different categories, and specifically there are two categories of project selection methods and examples and approaches that are used with each method. Benefit measurement method or comparative approach. This is generally used in case of white good type of industry. Comparative means current model what we are running and new model which we are launching. Let us say a normal AC and AC with inverter. These are the two different projects which are being currently. What benefit we will be having if we launch our current regular AC with inverter, or inverter AC what is name is considered, or inverter refrigerator what is being considered. I am taking the example of white good industry, a simple example where we can just comparing. Or let us say Godrej has launched, again in white good industry, Godrej has launched 165 liters or 180 liters of refrigerator. Whether LG will launch 230 liters, or if I want to launch, I want to compare that model. They generally go for benchmarking. They generally bring that product and they generally analyze whether this project is killing my other product or not. That also need to be considered before going for project. Our current project, if we are approaching, whether their benefits will kill my current benefits, what I am getting it. So we need to consider in that way. The second is murder board, a panel of people who try to shoot down a new project ideas. It is similarly kind of, we can say, different ideas which have been taken, comparative like Delphi technique, or we have small brainstorming kind of session in that. A panel of people who try to shoot down a new project ideas in that case, and within that ideas we will see how it can improve our project, or we can go for that product improvement. Then third in this category is in benefit measurement method. This category is peer review. Peer means generally a experienced person or top level person which reviews your project. They review their current situation and they review what are the different situations under which this project will be performed. They do cost analysis, they do cost benefit analysis in that case, and then they come out with, yes, we will be benefiting or we are not benefiting in that project. Then the third method is called scoring models. Different, let us say in this a basic, we will see 1 2 3 4 5 projects are being considered, and under different parameters these projects are scored. They can be scored on the basis of delivery, they can be scored on the basis of cost incurred or the amount of investment incurred, they can be scored on the basis of benefit received or profit received, I will say in that case. They will, again, the scoring methods can be whether that project can be performed very easily, or it is medium, or it is tough type of project, at what situations are people. Generally FEM kind of analysis is being done in this kind of project. Then the next important is economic models. We will be seeing economic models in the sense which are very important, like net present value, internal rate of returns. These are being used. The next type of analysis are done within the country with the help of different softwares or different models. These are called constraint optimization methods. Then the first important, as we have learned in many like operation research techniques, is like linear programming. We'll come out with that kind of approach. Again is integer programming. The third one is dynamic programming, and the final is multi-objective programming. So these are different projects under which we are considering. Now we'll understand what are different economic models in this case. Economic models which we are most interested as part of project management team, what we need to consider, and these are some of the useful methods being utilized in this. Now one more thing I will like to add here is, even though we are considering these different models, but on the basis of typical, the decisions are not being taken purely. Yes, it is a tool which will help us to manage or guide our decisions, rather than pure on the basis of, let us say, these are different 5 approaches or 5 economic models. On the basis of purely, we cannot take the decision. We will be taking decision on the basis of some. In addition to that, the following are the economic models for selecting a project. As noted previously, such economic models take a comparative approach and fall into category of benefit measurement methods. What is this? This is, first one is present value. What is my present value? If I am doing the project after 5 years, it will be completed. What will be my net present value? The second is net present value. The third is internal rate of return. Then fourth is payback period. The fifth is cost benefit analysis. These are all different five economic models which are being understood. Again, I am repeating, the individual decisions cannot be made on basis of typical one model. It will help us to guide our decisions in that case. Present value, net present value, internal rate of return, payback period, cost benefit analysis, these are some of the different methods which we will be studying in our upcoming lectures also. Now think, tell me whether the statement is true or false in this case. The calculations from these models aren't generally used on their own. That is, an organization will likely consider more than one of these models along with other factors while selecting a project. Please think it. Please think whether the statement is true or false. Yes, as we have discussed in our previous few minutes back, yes, we have, and the statement is purely true. We need to consider different models in addition to some other factors while selecting the project. Individual alone cannot be useful. Now, what are different references which are being used, which are for this project management? Some net material, the project management and control, a book from Himalaya Propagation by Narendra Singh, and the third is the book of project management by Ritas, and specifically the 8th edition, which is most important. Thank you.